Is it working? Oh.
Okay. It's episode 94 of Electric Fancave on electricface.com, and we're back from a quick breather to bring you another fun-filled night of pop culture trivia. Corrigan Vaughn and Kristen Latterell here, and this week our good buddy Jerry Fuentes joins us as we look at the comings and goings of this year's Academy Awards. We get our Nickelodeon nostalgia on, we discuss a few remakes of questionable necessity, and generally have a grand old time. So welcome to the cave, Jerry.
Jerry!
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. Jerry, wasn't the last time you were going to be on this show, you ended up having to work or something and you had to bail on us?
Yeah, okay. So I tried to help out another coworker, and yeah, that was a stupid mistake. So I'll never do that again. Don't worry, guys. I'll never help out a coworker again.
Yeah. I hope you learned your lesson.
Don't help people.
I learned it.
It's a dumb idea. It is the first day of March.
Yes, it is.
March weather.
You know what's funny is I felt like January went by super, super quickly, but it's been February for like 3 years. So I can't believe it's March. It's just the first day of March. Right?
That leap day was a hell of a day, right?
I know, man. It's like falling into a wormhole.
It really was.
March
I wanted to do like the Doctor Who theme.
As they say.
As they say. And beware the Ides of them and whatnot.
It was probably more comfortable for white people. They had to do that extra day in Black History Month.
I know.
Oh, it's like, when is this going to end?
No, hold on.
It's particularly uncomfortable for Stacey Dash, who is anti-Black History Month. But, you know, she really tried to do us a solid at the Oscars.
Is that what she was trying to do?
Who was trying to do the solid, her or Chris Rock? I couldn't tell on that.
It's the most baffling thing that happened. So, for those of you who did not see this, at the Oscars,
don't watch it.
If you're like Kristen and you can't stand being embarrassed for other people, do not watch this clip because it's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life. For some reason at the Oscars, Chris Rock and the writers of the Oscars thought it would be a good idea to bring out Stacey Dash as sort of a joke. With the whole Oscars so white thing and all that, and introduce her as the new, like, what did he call it? Like the black liaison.
Director of Minority Outreach or something like that?
Yeah, Director of Minority Outreach.
I was going to say diversity but I think you're right, Minority Outreach.
Yeah, Director of Minority Outreach for the Oscars. And she comes out on stage, and, like, there's, like, a few people who are like, ha! But it's mostly silent. And then she's just like, I'm so excited to help my people out. Happy Black History Month. And then she does like an awkward giggle, and a few other people like pity clap, and then she walks away.
I watched it must have been like with a reaction of somebody who was filming it on like DVR, because I just heard, oh God, no, God, no.
Well, and Chrissy Teigen was like her face. Someone always caught her face, and it was like she was like, "What the fuck is going?" It was.
You have the pregnancy no filter going on at that point, which is the best.
Oh no, that's just how she is. I've decided.
That's
like,
true.
Girl is just like. I always kind of forget like what her deal is. I'm like, I forget like where she came from and like what is it she's famous for.
Yeah.
But I follow her on Instagram because most of her pictures are her making dinner. Or her dog. And so then when that picture showed up, I was like, that was worth it. For that face, I was like, oh.
The best thing in the world on the red carpet, because you know how like when the girl steps off to do her pictures, but the guy kind of goes somewhere else. Well, when she stepped out to do the pictures, John Legend, super adorable, is standing like only 3 feet away from her, like a guy who's waiting for his girlfriend to come out of the dressing room from a TJ Maxx, like just patiently holding the purse, just waiting for her to be done and then move on. I was like, this guy's adorable.
I love him so much.
Every now and again, someone will like rant about like, oh, Chrissy Teigen's the worst, and there's no reason for her to be on Lip Sync Battle, which is a dumb show anyway. So if you're complaining about who's on Lip Sync Battle, like, it's a hobby.
Also,
but, like,
how dare you? LL Cool J is on that. I will fight you.
I'm sorry.
New rule: you can't complain about anything if LL Cool J is on the show.
That is true. That's why I don't stand for people talking bad about NCIS Los Angeles. So you better watch it.
We will not go there.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
The point being, every now and again, someone will post like a rant or something about Chrissy Teigen, and I'm like, what is your problem? Like, she's like genuinely the most likable, super hot woman in the world. Like,
she's the best.
She's the best. She has like no filter, and when she says something that people don't like, it's never something offensive. It's always something that people just are criticizing her for. Like when she joked about licking Doritos because she didn't want the calories of the Dorito. Like, it's clearly a stupid joke, and even if she did do that, who cares? It's Doritos. Like, are you really gonna falter for not eating Doritos? What the heck? Like, but Sarah Benincasa yesterday said something along the lines of like how she lives for Chrissy Teigen's reactions to things. Yeah. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah.
That's true.
They're the best thing in the world.
They are the best thing in the world.
I just want to be friends with her and tell her surprising things all the time. That's it. That's all I want.
That's it. Actually, yes. I would like that.
GIF that.
Her life is one giant GIF.
Yeah, exactly. So, so Stacey Dash, that was horrifying.
Well, that was funny because remember, like a couple of weeks ago, someone asked Gabrielle Union about that whole fiasco because it was the best. She was like, "Who's Stacey Dash?" Like, like, whatever.
And she was like, "I heard some crate woman was saying something like that, but Stacey Dash, is that her name?" Like,
yeah, it was like it was like the ultimate. Oh, I'm like, Gabrielle Union's so cool.
She's awesome.
She's so cool, and it was just funny because. Here's what I was talking to Seth about this. Seth Milstein, who's been on the show.
Seth.
Good old Seth Burt. He and I were talking about this, and we're like, it was such a miss, partly because here's one of the things that we know about Hollywood. They are totally oblivious to the conversation about race that is happening in the United States right now. This is why, like, when the Gods of Egypt guy was criticized for making his cast all white, he genuinely was like, "Oh yeah, I effed up. I just didn't think about it." You know, like they have no idea people are talking about this. So like the idea that
also, the movie had the same problem 1 year ago. So how did you not know about it? That's not a valid excuse.
But that's So they are so like cut off from this. They have no idea what people are talking about, and so the idea that they were paying attention to something Stacey Dash said on Fox News about diversity was just like. Clearly this was going to fall flat. All of these people were probably sitting there like, yo, that chick from Clueless?
Like, she doesn't look any different.
Like, that's interesting.
Where's Donald Faison at? Where's Donald Faison?
I want to see Donald Faison's reaction to Stacey Dash.
Me too.
What they should do is find one of his reactions. You know how he's like has those ridiculous ones from Clueless? That's what they should put after she said that. Is then like
I bet if I search. Yeah, I bet on Tumblr somebody has done that.
Look for the one from Scrubs where he has his mask and takes it off and he's just like. That's all it is.
Oh, Donald Faison. What is that guy up to?
Hanging out with Zach Braff.
He's on a show, isn't he? Yeah, he's on a show that's on like a weird channel or on an internet thing or something like that.
If there's a celebrity you like, and it's been a while and you know they're on a show, it's probably TV Land. Almost 100% every time.
I think it is TV Land.
Oh, yeah.
Totally right. That's absolutely what channel it's on. It's a channel that I don't even know if my TV bothers to get. There's some channels on my TV that it's like, it's on the listing, and I click it, and technically it's in my package, but it's just like, you don't want to watch this, and it doesn't show it to me. And I'm pretty sure TV Land is amongst them.
Oh, yeah, I saw like a line of people like, oh my gosh, Alison Brie's on Midnight. I love her. What's she doing? Oh, she's on TV Land. Okay.
Alison Brie?
Yeah, she has a show on TV Land now.
Really?
What is it? Wait, wasn't she nominated for an Oscar? Was that her?
That's Brie Larson.
No, that's Brie Larson.
Are they not the same person?
No.
Oh.
Like, don't
Alison Brie is from...
Not the same.
Yeah, well, Alison Brie's from, like, Community.
No, Brie Larson's from Community.
No, Alison Brie's
from That's Alison Brie.
Yeah, they're interchangeable.
Brie Larson's from Trainwreck.
Yeah, and United States of Terra.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. She's Amy Schumer's sister in Trainwreck.
Wait, Brie Larson? Oh, wait, Alison Brie is?
Yeah. No, Brie Larson.
I don't care.
Jesus.
No, this is like the Isla Fisher.
Oh my god. This is worse than Brie's Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio fiasco.
Oh man.
Or Donna's Chris Pratt.
Chris Evans.
Chris
Pine.
Chris, anybody. Any white guy named Chris. She doesn't know who that guy is either. No. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, she's also from Scott Pilgrim.
That doesn't help anyone.
All right.
Well, I mean, I saw that, but I only remember Mary Elizabeth Winstead, obviously.
Lauren Evans does correct us. She says Brie Larson actually was on Community as a guest star for a few episodes.
Oh.
But Kristen, don't act like you knew that.
See?
Don't act like you knew that.
Those
I've never seen an episode of Community. Oh, I don't know.
But good save, Lauren. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, for validating me. Appreciate that.
Should we play some trivia, do you think?
Let's play some trivia.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, you guys. You think you've been paying attention this week?
No.
No. Kristen, you've been in a moving fog.
I've been in a moving fog, and I don't have internet, so I might know some of these things.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Jerry, this may be your week, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you remember your buzzers?
No. What
Ring.
was mine?
It was like ring. Yep. All right, here we go. In this week's Proof the Entertainment Industry Has No Race Problem, a beauty company confused which two black actress/TV personalities on the Oscars red carpet?
Ring!
Oh, Kristen, you got it.
They thought that well, I guess I should start with the story, right? So they tweeted this picture of Whoopi Goldberg in this beautiful, like, off-the-shoulder black gown.
Yeah.
She looked very nice.
Yeah, not typical, like, kind of frumpy Whoopi.
Yeah, usually Whoopi kind of looks like she threw on, like, her muumuu and came to stuff. So she had this beautiful off-the-shoulder black dress on, and she apparently has a huge tattoo right here on her kind of shoulder area. And the caption read, oh God, it's so embarrassing. The caption read, we had no idea that Oprah had a tat, but we love it. And you're like, oh God.
No.
That's not who that is. That's not who that is.
That was bad.
I saw someone try to defend, like, you know, like, they have, like, kind of a similar build and skin tone.
No.
Even, like,
similar skin tone, you're already racist.
And like, on top of that, if you're looking at the Oscars and people on the red carpet, if you're just gonna go by their build, then, like, all of those skinny white women are Jennifer Lawrence. Like really?
Well,
everyone's Jamie Alexander.
About it. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Go ahead, Kristen.
I don't know. I'm like, it's Oprah. She's like the most famous person in the world.
Yeah. Like,
it's
everyone knows Oprah.
It's not like Brie Larson and Alison Brie, who are maybe on a guest show on a TV show on TV Land. Like,
I'll give you that.
Oprah. And Whoopi Goldberg. It's not like Oprah and some other like brand new actress.
Whoopi Goldberg has a friggin' EGOT.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know what that means. But yeah, she's
Emmy,
got one of those.
Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Oh.
30.
Yeah,
30.
And she was in Sister Act 2, so obviously you should know who she is.
And married to Ted Danson for a while.
That was one of those things where I'm just like, it's more of like, I'm offended that you don't know who Oprah is, or Whoopi Goldberg, either of them. I'm offended to know who either of those people are. I was like, it's not only the fact that Hulu shows you those bread commercials every 2 seconds, that should be enough for you to remember who Oprah is.
Mm-hmm.
Those bread commercials, you guys, whenever I watch those, I feel like I'm watching those old clips of Tom Cruise when he did, like, the Scientology video. Can you imagine when SPs don't exist? You're like, you're crazy.
What?
You're crazy. Like, that's Oprah talking about bread.
About bread. Like, so
religious.
Yeah. Anyway, and I think it was Duncan Duncan that had said, I think, because you had posted it, the screenshot core, and then I think he was the one that was like, this tweet's been deleted, but screenshots last forever, and I think he also posted it, like, underneath, like, as one of the comments, and I was like, oh, Duncan.
Yeah, I gotta give the hat tip to Duncan in the first place, because he actually tweeted me the original tweet before it got deleted, and was like, did you see this? And I wasn't watching the Oscars. I was, at a party, and so I, like, happened to check my phone and see it, and I was like, no. And I had to Facebook it. And honestly, go to my Facebook, people, and look at people's responses to it, because actually everyone's responses were hilarious. Like calling her by other random black celebrities' names and things like that. Which reminded me of in college we had this this dean of students, I guess. Is that what Linda Hartzell was? Like
that was it. Yeah.
And we had this whole.
That made up.
What?
I know who that is. Linda Hartzell.
Oh, hey! Someone at Vanguard that Kristen knows who it is. We had this running joke, she and I, because I always said, like, I never looked like anyone in movies, but people would tell me I looked like pretty much any vaguely brown celebrity. So people always told me I looked like Michelle Rodriguez, or I looked like Piggy from Road Rules, or Scary Spice, and I don't look like any of these people. And so she started calling me Tubbs, because she's like, you look like Harriet Tubman.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good pull, Linda Hartzell.
Right.
Like
so
that reminds me of a Psych, that episode when they go to Dual Spires at the Cinnamon Festival, and Gus is like, man, Sean, this place makes me uncomfortable. These people keep looking at me like they've never seen a black man before. And Sean's like, Gus, you're just being ridiculous. And some kid rides up on his bike and he goes, hey, mister, are you Frederick Douglass?
It's so good. That show, I'm due for a Psych rewatch one of these days.
That was the episode that got me to watch that show. That specific scene. My roommate was like hysterically laughing downstairs. And she's like, and she yells up, she's like, Kristen, you gotta come down here. And I come down, I'm like, what? And she's like, you've been trying to get me to watch this show. And I'm like, it looks stupid. And she showed me that scene, and I was like, yep, start this episode over. We're watching it from the beginning. I have no idea what's going on. Let's do that.
Like, you are 110% the target audience for that show.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know. It's so
made
true.
for you. Like, if someone was like, how do we make a show that appeals to Kristen? This script would be it.
This would be it. Oh my
They
gosh.
have an entire episode that takes place at a Civil War reenactment.
You guys, an entire episode. Or one of my favorite parts is when they're Sean is on Gus's shoulders and he's peeking into a window, and the neighbor sees them. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And he like whips her and he's like, we're looking for the other half of our chicken fight. Have you seen another guys look just like us? No, that's not a thing. Oh my god, it's so funny. Oh, and then when they're the models, the black and tan models, but they're like, Gus is the tan model, and he's like, we're black and tan, and he's like, that's offensive that you think I would be the tan. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna sit here and watch Kristen recap.
Oh
yeah,
my
Kristen recaps Psych.
I'm just gonna. It's just my favorite. It's just my favorite in the world. But anyway, sorry, that was a total tangent. All that to say, people, you should know who Oprah is, and you should know who Whoopi Goldberg is. If you don't, you have no right tweeting about the Oscars.
This is not a generation.
Well, that's my thing, is I've been so confused. Like, I want to know who the person was who tweeted it. I'm like, they had to have been, like, a 19-year-old intern who, like, that's the only, like, influential black woman they know is Oprah. And,
was it a Midwest company?
Yeah, like, Whoopi is so far out of their, like, ideas of things that they don't watch The View, so they're like, yeah, it's Oprah.
But I give them props for not watching The View.
Yeah, no, I blame no one for not watching The View, please. Okay, next question. On the Oscars note, standing in line to have his award engraved, what oft-snubbed actor asked, do you do this every year? I wouldn't know.
I didn't even know they did that.
Wait, he had his...
Wait, he was getting his ring?
Getting his Oscar. Okay,
ring?
you got Kristen.
Was it Leonardo DiCaprio?
It was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yay! Nailed it. So if you guys didn't know, Leonardo DiCaprio won this year for the first time. And it was very exciting.
For a lot of people, this was a very exciting moment. After a million years of getting nominated. My favorite thing was in one of the stories also talking about this, because the video is hilarious of him just like, for one thing, this is an awkward thing, and did you guys know that they engraved them there at the award show?
You just taught me something new.
Right there, they have like an engraved report, like that's the position, that's all they do.
Yeah, it's bonkers. And as such, it's sort of like a weird, awkward thing. So the actor is like standing there, like you're standing at a buffet table at a wedding, you know, just like waiting for the next person to be done. And so this woman is engraving his thing, and he's like standing like hands in his pockets, kind of awkwardly, like looking around. And then he like leans over and he's like, so do you do this every year? And she like kind of like nods, and then he leans back and he looks like he goes, I wouldn't know. She just sort of laughs and keeps screwing it on. Yeah. I thought that was a very funny thing, but another thing that the article I read that had this video in it pointed out was that he apparently partied at some restaurant afterwards called like Ago or something like that, and he left with a bottle of liquor, but the restaurant people had to chase him down because he left his Oscar inside.
Oh my gosh.
Well, good thing it had his name on it.
Yeah. There you go.
Priorities. That's called priorities. The right one.
It's like,
he gets home, he puts it on his mantle, he wakes up the next morning, he's like, damn it, I didn't even have it for one
the
day.
bottle of liquor.
He's all sad.
That's a bottle of Crystal.
Someone engraved it for me.
It's just like gold Sharpie. Someone wrote with a gold Sharpie. But it was just some random character. It said like Jack on it.
Oh, God.
Jack Dawson.
I just want a bottle of like the High Life with my name engraved on it now.
That's what I'm getting for your birthday.
Yes.
I know. I was like, just give me 1 second. I just gotta make a note really quick. I gotta make a reminder for December.
Yeah,
it's like a long way away. You should set it in your phone. It'd be awesome. But anyway,
I know.
So Leonardo DiCaprio, after all these years, finally won an Oscar. I did read an interesting article. I don't know if you guys saw this going around, but it was a guy making the case for why Leonardo DiCaprio winning for The Revenant is bad for acting. Did you see that?
No. I didn't see it, though, so...
Me neither, but his argument basically was that it's like giving actors the award for most acting instead of best acting. It's like he's getting the award for like being put through the ringer, you know, like he had to like crawl inside a dead horse and he had to like eat gross stuff and it was really cold, and he like likens it to actors like losing 50 pounds for a role or something like that and just giving them the Oscar for being like most physically taxed.
Takes precedence over acting.
Right. And so basically he's like, Leonardo DiCaprio has played so many amazing roles that he's like transformed into, like playing Jack Dawson or playing the guy from Jordan Belfort, that was his name, from Wolf of Wall Street, or in The Departed when he's Billy Costigan. All of these different roles. Yeah. He's done so many amazing things, and he's getting it for the one that he didn't necessarily act the best in, but he acted the most in.
Oh.
I was like,
but I mean,
I feel like
that's been a trend for quite a while. I mean, even I thought Daniel Day-Lewis's Lincoln was good, but not like that year should have won. Like, I love Daniel Day-Lewis, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
How dare you not think someone who played Lincoln should win?
Touche.
Every Lincoln should win.
Every Lincoln wins every time, Jerry.
Vampire Hunter should have won.
No.
So yeah, I thought that was an interesting point though, because I think that is a problem. Like, it is a trend, clearly, like giving the guys who do the most punishing, or women who undergo the biggest physical transformation or things like that, the acting award.
The prettiest women that look the ugliest.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, that was their biggest. I'm like, so really, you're just giving the award to their makeup person,
right? The makeup people should be getting Best Actress if this is really what it comes down to.
When they win, but the best makeup does not go to that movie at all. Like, if they don't win, even get nominated.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, can we just talk about the costume designer for Mad Max?
Sure.
I mean, her Oscars outfit.
That was happening.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so
Did she dress up like she was from Mad Max?
No. As much as she looks like she wouldn't be costume design, I'm like, she looks like the costume design at probably my high school. She probably looks
like she looks like everybody's like local theater costume designer.
Oh, yeah.
She shows up and she's just like wild gray blonde hair, wearing like baggy ass jeans and a jacket that has Immortan Joe in like rhinestones on the back.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was definitely bedazzled or bejeweled or whatever.
Everyone glared at her as she walked too. Like Inuritu was like arms crossed, like screw that lady. Like,
why were they all bitter? Because she didn't dress what they thought to be appropriate?
I think it was just.
I mean, we could only guess what was in their minds. What'd you say, Jerry?
Was he pissed because
confusion?
Oh, one more time. You skipped a little.
I said it's probably just confusion. Like they were probably like, wait, what?
Yeah, like what's happening here? What's going on? But yeah, she looked awesome, and she basically, like, afterwards when everybody was ragging on her and all that kind of stuff, she's just like, this was dressed up for me. She's like, I don't wear heels, I have a bad back, like, I don't wear makeup. It's like, dude, I was coming, I picked Mac up. Yeah, I had picked up Mac from Beverly Hills on that night, and so we were driving. I know, hoity-toity. I was like, I don't know if I've ever actually even been here before, and I was pretty sure my GPS was taking me where no one can hear you scream, but I eventually found it.
It's known for that,
yeah. But we were driving out, and I saw, like there were all these cops and cones, and then, like, people dressed up, and I was like, what's happening here? And he's like, Oscar parties. I was like, oh... yeah, that makes sense. But so Mac was like, yeah, did you see the woman who won for Mad Max? And I hadn't been watching, obviously, yet, so I hadn't seen it. But he was like, yeah, she came with this Immortan Joe thing on. He's like, that's totally how I would go to the Oscars. And then he was like, no, actually, I just really like looking good. But in my head, that's how I like to go to the Oscars.
On the outside,
Mac.
In my heart.
I would love it if Mac would cosplay as what is it? His Han Solo. That would be great if that's how he went to the Oscars.
Oh my god, that would be incredible. I imagine if Mac were going to the Oscars, he would basically be cosplaying James Bond in his mind.
True.
Like, and that's what you're wearing, but in your head.
And he'd have like little gadgets that he made.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be like it'd be like a weird mix between Data from Goonies and
oh my gosh,
James Bond.
Yeah, that's what I said. Booty trap. Or I guess that's kind of like a mix between James Bond and I was gonna say Q, but I was like, is that the right letter? Because then I was thinking of Star Trek Q.
Q. Yeah. Q.
All right, next question.
Quartermaster. Come on, y'all.
All right.
Gosh.
All right. Get out your elbow and knee pads. Nickelodeon has announced a TV revival of Hey Arnold and what adventure game show? Gerald Isaac.
Well, right now there's an old game show that we all enjoyed in the 90s. I know I do, and it was Lost Treasures of the Hidden Temple.
Nope. Start again.
Oh no.
Jerry.
Wasn't it Lost Treasures? They're making a movie out of it.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Not Lost Treasures.
Oh, what is it called?
Double Dare.
No.
Legends. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Sorry, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Why did I say Lost Treasures? Where's that from? My mind is psycho.
That's all right.
Anyway,
you get half credit for that. Continue.
But
as sure it's not Double Dare.
They're making a movie out of it, and I'm confused on how they're making a movie out of a game show. First off, and all I know is there better be the blue freaking barracudas involved in it in one way, shape, or form.
Blue barracudas were legit. That was my team.
I was never a Red Monkey fan. I was all about the blue barracudas.
Well, for one thing, they had the alliteration, and I always hated that there were teams that didn't have alliteration in them.
Right.
Like, I feel like they should have committed to that a little more. Like, you could be the Purple Panthers.
Yeah.
You know, like, why didn't they go all the way?
Yeah, that didn't. There was the only one that worked that way.
Yeah.
But also, that article that you sent about the fact that we found out the end was almost rigged to not win. So what was that about?
That was the most infuriating thing ever. So the host of it, what was his name again? Why is it not Kurt Fogg, right?
Kurt Fogg. Yeah.
He made a video like a month or two back that talked about the fact that the reason why, because when you were watching Legends of the Hidden Temple, and Kristen, I know you didn't experience this with your not having cable, but the final thing in it was that they go through this temple, and they have to get past all these like guys that jump out of them, the temple guards, and then they have to like put together the shrine of the like silver monkey or something like that at the end, right? And it was like, it looked super easy, but they could never put it together, and half the time they just got grabbed by temple guards anyway, and you're like, oh, it's super stressful. Well, Kurt Fogg said basically that the show just didn't have the budget for people to be able to win. And so they rigged it. Yeah.
So my frustration isn't with the fact that they ripped off these kids or whatever. My frustration was with the fact that I spent I don't know how many years yelling at the television like, why aren't you getting this? Why don't you understand?
Come on!
But
Have you ever seen this show before?
Yeah, like, you not watch the show before you got on it? And now I'm like, oh, okay, well, obviously, yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah, it talks about like trying to put that thing together, like none of the parts fit right or anything like that, you know, like it was just horribly rigged. And so I feel bad. I thought all these kids were idiots their whole lives, and probably they thought they were idiots their whole lives.
Because even if I was on that show and I failed that and I watched the show the next day, I'm like, yeah, I'm a stupid moron.
Like, how did I not know how to do that? There's like a whole bunch of like 35-year-olds.
Their strings off. Just couldn't get the monkey.
Wait, your thing like totally like started cracking up right then, and so it was like the weirdest mumbly robot thing you just said.
It was magical.
It was magical. Are you gonna repeat it, Kristen? Or are you good?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea what's going on. Sorry. That was stupid. So I stopped talking, and so then you guys were still talking, and so.
In other words, that conversation was not for us.
That's okay. We can just keep going.
It's okay. But yeah, so they're doing with Legends. What were you gonna say, Jerry?
How are they gonna do with the movie? What are they gonna do?
Well, I guess I don't know. I'm thinking I was gonna say like Goosebumps, I guess, where they just turned it into something that was sort of a meta Goosebumps thing, but that wasn't a game show. But that would be my guess, is that they're just gonna do something that's like an actual like kids in a hidden temple having to compete. What would be awesome is if it were like that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark with the pinball machine. Do you remember that?
Sorry, laddie.
Yeah, it was like the kid gets like pulled into this pinball machine and he has to like basically defeat what's in the pinball machine. So it's like a kings and queens and knights sort of themed pinball machine. And when he finally defeats it at the end, all of a sudden he thinks he's back in the mall where he started, and the big pinball comes rolling down the escalator, and he realizes he's trapped for all eternity inside the pinball machine.
Oh, being trapped
Kristen
inside.
has stopped listening.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Were you telling me? I
like,
thought you guys were talking about it. He was playing the king. He was in a kings and queens pinball machine, and he thinks he wakes up, but then he realizes he's stuck in there forever.
Well, you know, they could also go the other direction.
I'm offended.
They could go the Gods of Egypt direction and just make everything white. So
this is just my face, Corey. My face is just always disinterested when you guys talk. That's just how I look.
No, I was going to say resting disinterested face.
Fair enough. I'll accept it. But they could do it like that. Like it's some sort of like kid gets pulled into Legends of the Hidden Temple game.
I would like that, like a Jumanji, but a game show.
Yeah, like Jumanji. Mm-hmm. So I guess that probably was more of a straightforward reference. Would have been Jumanji.
Yeah, would have taken care of all.
Instead of even with the most obscure random episode of Kids Twilight Zone, you're like, really? That's what you're gonna go with? Like, probably.
Okay, anyone who watched it.
Jumanji.
Psh, anyone who watched it knows what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A bitch, please.
Yeah, obviously that's the deal with anything you would say, but you're gonna reach a wider audience if you went with Jumanji. Was the point.
We're not here for the crowd, Kristen. We're here for the fans.
Apparently.
Here for the fans, man.
Oh, God.
Come on. Sell out. But both Legends of the Hidden Temple and Hey Arnold are getting TV movies. So I'm kind of stoked on it, especially the Hey Arnold one, because that sounds more like it lends itself to being...
It better be ghetto still. I hope so.
Yeah, if it's not, like... fully still embracing the inner city kid poverty sadness of the original. I don't want anything to do with it.
If they gem in the holograms it.
Right?
Oh, no.
I didn't even watch that show. Do you like how I brought that back, though? Bring it back around.
That's fine. It was a good reference, even if you didn't get your own reference.
Yeah.
That's true. I often do.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, let's go.
On Sunday night's episode of Last Week Tonight, John Oliver dedicated an entire segment to Republican-ish frontrunner Donald Trump, ending the segment with what new hashtag campaign slogan?
Ding ring!
Oh, dang it.
Kristen!
The
That was
buzzer
weird.
for that one. Her buzzer's busted.
It was make Donald Trump again.
Yep.
Hashtag.
Oh, sorry.
Hashtag.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. I forget the rules. They're on my own show. Okay, so so one of the if you guys have never seen Last Week Tonight, first of all, you should watch some segments because it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So what John Oliver kind of usually does is he'll kind of pick something, and he lots of times just pokes the holes in like the story. So people will make claims, and he's like, well, actually, and he goes back, and so he did this with Trump on his show on Sunday, and so he was saying, Donald was had been calling someone out for like, oh, you changed your name, like you.
It was Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart. You should keep your name for who you are. Like, be proud. And it's like, what? Anyway. And so John Oliver dug up and found out that back in the day, someone in Trump's family had changed his name from Drumpf, so D-R-U-M-P-F. And so he's like, that's our new thing. They bought a website. They've named it to look. I mean, they've made hats that look like the "Make America Great Again" hats. But it's just
I
make
want
Donald
one of those
Trump
so
again.
bad.
Yeah, me too.
And they have the Chrome extension, which is absolutely incredible and is hilarious. You download the Chrome extension, and then when you click it, it'll make all the words that say Trump. It'll turn it into Drumpf in whatever you're reading. Which has been hilarious, by the way, because it's like I forget I have the extension, and then I'm reading an article, and all of a sudden it says Drumpf, and I'm like, and I'm like, hey, this person watched that episode too. But that's not it. Nope. But it's pretty great. So he kind of just goes through and
using the Drumpf card.
Yeah, like, wait, what?
Oh my gosh, did it do that? I hadn't even thought about that, like using Trump as an actual.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should look at my blog from last week because I used the phrase, I used Trump in a sentence in my blog. I should see if it says,
you
like,
should.
when I say, like, because it would be a really great phrase, too. It's like that white, what did I say? Like, white fragility does not Drumpf black lives or something like that.
Oh, that makes it so bad.
Oh, and so good. So good
God,
simultaneously.
So good. But anyway, so John Oliver is just classic. It was it was a great segment. It was really funny. It was great because the next day it was like all over the place. Everybody was posting it. Everyone was
honestly, yeah. It was like I have to.
Drump's
it must have been like at least 40
but...
of my friends shared it. It was
yeah, for sure.
Everywhere.
I just read more goes. She's like, forget the whole Taylor Swift and Jennifer Lawrence. My squad goals are John Oliver. I was like, that's
Word. Someone posted today, I think it was Avery Huffine, she posted, like, you remember how there was that thing where you could see who of your friends like Nickelback on Facebook?
Yeah.
No, but that's funny.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
There's now one that you can see who of your friends like Trump on Facebook. And I was happy to find that only 8 of my friends liked Trump. And like one was like a Hungarian friend from grad school, so I have a feeling it's not for political reasons. Yeah. And like one who was like a crazy conservative person that like is just bonkers anyway, that I was like, no, that makes sense. Yeah, but mostly I was like, there could be other reasons here. But I was like, only 8 out of like nearly 2,000 friends. I feel all right about that.
Yeah, all mine were relatives.
I'm surprised none of mine were relatives.
I was like, yeah.
That could also be because I've deleted some relatives who probably would have liked Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Trump.
At this point, though, it's hard for me to now, like, think Donald Trump. Like, in these 2 days that I've had that Chrome extension and everything, now, like, in my head, his name is Donald Trump.
As it should be.
Oh, yeah. That's basically, well, we, like, have a group chat So on iPhone, you can, if you have a group chat, you can name it, like name the conversation like you do in a Facebook message, you know? And so I sent the article, I had emailed it to my coworkers, or not the article, the video. I was like, this is so good. I was like, it's kind of long, but just go with it. And like the next time I went to text someone on my phone, the group message had been changed to like an American flag, and they said hashtag make Trump or make Donald Trump again.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yes.
It's so great.
Okay.
By the way, can I tell you guys, this is how nerdy I am. Like, you know, like Facebook kind of knows you and it gives you alerts on things that you never told it to alert you to.
Yeah, I don't
you're
like it.
It kind of is a thing. I just got one that says PBS is live now. Astronaut Scott Kelly has returned to Earth.
Yay! Welcome back, Scott. Yay! Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm going to miss his Instagrams from the ISS, but the thing is most of them are pretty much the same thing because there's not really that much of a view from the ISS.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of the curvature of the Earth in general. But I will miss that. Yeah. So they were up in space for the longest that anyone's been up there. I believe it was 340 days.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's a long time. And he said he could do another year. He was like,
really?
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
That's enough to have the song Rocket Man dedicated to you.
Right. Pretty much.
I feel like I wouldn't want to do that. It just seems very, like, confining.
I know. I couldn't imagine it. But, you know, I guess that's why he's an astronaut and we're not. So welcome home, Scott Kelly.
Is it just, or do you guys also feel like there's not enough sci-fi songs anymore? Like, I miss the days of Rocket Man and all, like, what was David Bowie's, not Major Tom, but, like, the song, name of that song?
The Stardust one?
No.
No, it's called Space Oddity.
Space Odyssey. Like, all those songs, I don't feel there's enough songs anymore.
No, there isn't. You know, once upon a time,
well,
I always...
There's not enough space songs, you guys. Let's get it together.
I said that I wanted to do a cover album, like, 10 years ago. I was like, I want to do a cover album that's all Major Tom songs. And then I'll, like, write some Major Tom songs, too, because, like, he became, like, a trope. And then William Shatner did it. He made a Major Tom album.
Of course he did. That guy.
Shatner. How dare you? So, that happened. Okay, moving on. After a 2-year hiatus, what two Kiwis whose lyrics are bottomless just announced they'll be touring the United States this summer?
Ding, ring, crap! I can't
You're sucking at this.
What? I said first, whatever.
Your reaction was delayed. Kristen, you got it again.
Oh, the Flight of the Conchords are coming back, y'all. And
yeah,
it's glorious. They are taking the show on the road, as they say. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
You sound like Homestar Runner right now.
Yeah.
Taking the show on the road. Flight of the Conchords. That's happening, and they're playing here in Santa Barbara at the Hollywood Bowl on July 1st.
Yeah.
I think you guys should come to that one because it's going to be way easier to park than LA. Personally.
I saw them already. They're I don't know, live wasn't as much fun as I thought it'd be seeing live.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I still need to do it.
It's yeah.
I feel like if you haven't, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it feels like the right thing to do. And their picture that's on their tour thing is so cute because they're adorable, and they're both going, like, gray, so their beards are all white.
Aww.
They're just precious. So precious. I love them so much. Did you guys watch that movie with Jermaine?
No, when he had the two kids.
Dad.
In the dark or whatever?
No, not that one.
What?
It's like a kind of a romantic comedy indie movie where he's a dad who has kids, and he's like kind of a deadbeat.
He's a dad that has kids? Explain to me how that works, Corey, really quick. I'm so confused by the plot of this movie. I mean, how did the dad become so with the kids? That just seems just illogical to me.
Fine.
Well, a suspension of
He is a man.
Yes.
He is a man who has children. He's a father.
Netflix, probably more.
Yeah. It's cute. It's a cute movie, and he's a professor. Yeah, and he's a little bit of a deadbeat, but he's trying not to be a deadbeat, and it's delightful. and I don't know what it's called, but if you IMDb Jermaine Clement, you can.
Good story, bro.
Is he the next William H. Macy plays depressing characters?
I'm gonna Google dad that has kids and see if it comes up. Movie dad that has kids.
It would be hilarious if that was what came up.
There's a lot of movies.
I don't know, you guys.
What?
It's hard to describe.
It's offensive.
But it was a good movie. I liked it. I keep on wanting to call it like Away We Go because it has like a cover that's like that and has kind of a vibe like that kind of movie. Delightful. So Flight of the Conchords are touring. If you are a fan, make sure you look up their website and get your tickets. Some of them went on sale today. Ours go on sale March 4th. Look for when you can get yours and go see Brett and Jermaine be adorable.
I believe the name of it's like Flight of the Conchords tour is called the Flight of the Conchords music or something like that. It's something really just it's so dumb.
It's like a weird redundant name that's hilarious. I love them. Okay, so next question, Jerry, bring your A game.
All right.
I'm not sure the world needs a hot take on this children's novel character as 30-something detective, but Sarah Shahi's going to be playing her, so I'm in. Who's she playing?
Ring.
Jerry, gosh. Kristen.
I don't know the answer. Is it Harriet the Spy?
No, it's not Harriet the Spy. Jerry, you want to take a shot?
What era is the detective?
No, you don't get hints. Jerry, that's not how this works.
We need showtime.
It's a 30-something version of a detective from a children's novel.
If it's not Harriet the Spy, it's only one other thing, Jerry.
Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew!
I don't think we should give that to him.
This answer brings
told
up
him
more
the answer.
questions. So it's going to be a 30-something hip version of Nancy Drew?
Is she now a detective?
Hip. She's there's very few details revealed of this, but they've released the casting of it. It apparently has a guy from Shameless who I love, but Sarah Shahi is playing Nancy Drew, and she's the first person of color to ever portray Nancy Drew. And I absolutely love her because I loved Life so much with Damian Lewis, that TV show.
Yeah.
And where she was dating Donald Logue. It was great. And Jerry, I know you're a Person of Interest fan.
Oh yeah. Wait, who is she in Person of Interest?
I don't know. She's apparently a big character, but she's not.
Who is this actress we're talking about?
Sarah Shahi.
Shahi.
Google it. Shahi is her last name. Sarah Shahi.
Is she short and skinny? No, that's a different person.
Wow. Killing me here. You guys watched Life, didn't you?
I can't remember who specifically. I don't remember any of the characters from Life, but I know the name Sarah Shahi from Person of Interest. I just can't put together who that is.
She's
Persian.
Shah.
That doesn't narrow down.
Oh, she's from Fairly Legal, that show that was on USA.
There you go. Somehow it was going to sink in.
But I did watch Life. I forgot she was in that.
Yeah,
I don't think I actually finished Life. I think that was one of those Netflix ones I watched, not the whole thing of.
Oh, well, you should finish it. It's great.
Anyway, this is a different story. Sorry, that's not even part of the thing. That's cool.
That's even a story.
Now I'm super gonna watch it.
Although the problem is it's on CBS. So that's our...
Yes, freaking sucks.
Yeah. That's the downside, is this is a CBS
Yeah, so you can't stream it all ever.
Lucas Black of networks. It's so true. It's the worst.
Wait,
but I'm
miserable.
curious about it. Here's the thing. I'm not sure about like what do you do with a 30-something Nancy Drew that's different from every other like cop or detective procedural that's out there? You know what I mean?
Still acts like a 13-year-old maybe?
Well, I mean,
it's like 13 going on 30. She just sort of transports being 30 years old.
Cheek, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's obnoxious and not really a detective. Maybe she's just maybe
she's like Miss Fisher.
Yeah!
That'd be perfect.
Nice try. Maybe no one can be Miss Fisher, but that would be a good effort. I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
She just
good effort.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. I would watch that. Again, aside from it being on CBS. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
She plays such a Banff in Person of Interest. She's so hardcore. That's gonna be weird.
And she's amazing on Life too. She's badass on that. She's like, her character on Life is my ideal of a female character in something, because she's kind of like, she's got like the emotional aloofness or whatever, but also she's not afraid to be like woman who has feelings and things like that when she needs to be. So like she's down to business when she needs to be down to business, but she's also like, I like looking pretty sometimes, and I can like flirt with a guy, and it's not a big deal, and like she's just
a
like
freaking machine on person interest. Like she's just like, they call her in to just wipe out a building if they need a building to be wiped out, pretty much.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, so she's like Terminator.
I'm for it. I'm for this Nancy Drew.
Yay.
This Nancy Drew reboot, I guess you would call it. I've got one more question that's also about remakes.
Okay.
Right.
Can I say
if we're
something?
gonna remake things, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
People, Places, Things was the name of that Jermaine Clement movie.
Okay.
What's it called?
People, Places, Things.
Did you just type dads with kids for that one?
No. I just typed in Flight of the Conchords because I couldn't figure out how to spell Jermaine. I forgot there's no R. I kept trying to write
There's no R.
And I was like, how come it's not coming out? I was like, oh, that's right. Can't spell. And I tried to spell it with a G and then a J. Anyway, you don't care about that story.
You have to say his name like Homestar. Jermaine.
Let's just do the next question.
Although Lauren says that a potential answer for that question was Encyclopedia Brown, but I did say it was a female actress, so...
Hey, that goes out the window now. We've got Lady Ghostbusters.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. And I would love to watch a Encyclopedia Brown as an adult, like, definitely has a drinking problem. Like, am I right?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Encyclopedia Brown is?
It was my nickname in high school because I was smart and a nerd.
Kristen, this would have been right up your alley when you were a kid.
Yeah,
Encyclopedia Brown was a kid detective who, like, his dad worked for the police. Yeah, Encyclopedia Brown was his name. I think his name was actually Leroy Brown, and it was like the song.
Bad Bad Leroy Brown?
Like Bad Leroy Brown. You know.
Bad Leroy Brown, baddest man the whole day.
Exactly. So he was a kid detective, and so in the books, he like would get like these cases. People would come to him and be like, "Someone stole my lunch money," or things like that, and he would try to solve them. But the thing was, when it got to the end of it, it was kind of like a choose your own adventure. It didn't tell you how it ended. You could figure it out for yourself, and then you turn to the back of the book, and it had all the answers, and it would be like how he would then tell them was, well, I knew that you were lying in this story because pigs can't look up, and like things like that. And
that's cool.
Yeah,
dogs can look up.
Dogs can't look up. So I feel like this would have been right up your alley when you were a kid, and I'm a little sad that somehow you missed that phase. Because Lauren was a bad friend not telling you about it. Okay, last question. Ready?
Go.
Do it.
All right. If we're going to remake things, I hold that they should all star Carl Urban. What Disney movie trailer released this week revisits a 1970s classic?
Wait.
Anybody?
Carl Urban is in it?
He's a voice in it.
At least week.
All right, Kristen, let's try it.
Pete's Dragon?
Oh!
It's Pete's Dragon!
That's right.
You are correct.
How many points did I get?
All of them.
No, he got Nancy
you
Drew.
got... No, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And Jerry got, like, kind of 2 points, but more or less 1 point, because he only got half of each of the answers he got, or was strongly led towards the answer. So, there's that.
Well, I'll talk about Pete's Dragon, because that was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Really?
That's so how I blow up candles at my birthday cake at home. I go, oh! That's how we did it. So I loved Pete's Dragon growing up. I loved how he would roast the apples, and then they were so hot, and he had to eat them. And I liked when he walked through the cement, and he messed up the cement, and that poor man had just poured it, and he was so sad. And he lived in the cave, and then he helped light the lighthouse. Oh, it's such a great movie. Great movie.
It is a classic. A lot of really classic visuals.
Really terrible.
Well, what bothers me is there's not going to be a drunk Mickey Rooney in this one.
No.
Were you going to say Andy Richter?
If there was an Andy Rooney in this, would be epic. Anyway, but no drunk Mickey Rooney in this.
Yeah.
No,
so,
not this time.
I mean, obviously, I'm probably still gonna see it, but I don't know. It kind of looks like they're trying to be like really serious and like, oh, I don't know.
It's got, I was about to say Bryce Dallas Howard, but you know, the other one, Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, they're all.
Oh, it's not Bryce Dallas Howard. You guys, we're almost as bad as Oprah and
I know.
Whoopi Goldberg right now.
The same person.
They're
okay?
so interchangeable.
There's no difference between those two women, except Jessica Chastain's a little more severe. Now I'm actually not sure which one is in it. Now that you've questioned me,
I thought it was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is it Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah, because she did the whole Disney special thing.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but okay.
It was good. It was actually really
Disney
good.
16.
That was actually amazing.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, so eventually
watch it. Dick Van Dyke dances.
I did watch that. I watched Dick Van Dyke dance. That's a bit of a tongue twister.
I think dance is a generous term.
You shut your mouth.
I'm not bagging on him. I'm just saying, like, you made it sound like he came out and like that creepy old guy from the Six Flags commercials that like bust a move. Like that's what they kind of made you feel like. I mean, he came out and he did like a couple little two-step.
Yeah. Okay, I will grant you that. It was less than I expected it to be from the way people talked about it.
Oh,
Kristen is frozen.
I didn't see. Bye, Kristen.
And then her frozen face is so derpy. It's amazing.
It's wonderful. Oh, she's back.
Oh, there we go. She's back.
I'm back. And we're back. I'm not gonna forget it, so let's just keep moving on.
Anyways,
yeah,
it's
Dragon.
not a musical either. I'm guessing, right?
Was the original a musical?
Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, they're all musicals.
A dragon.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
The whole Candle song. I mean, it was all musical.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I love you. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but I would love it if Carl Urban sang in this, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're right. It's very serious looking. I don't know. Meh. I will watch it when it comes for free to our theater or to the Dollar Theater, or I get it on DVD or something. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna rush out and see it. This reminds me, by the way, you guys, with a little bit of time we have left now that we've hit our last thing, I watched The Good Dinosaur last night. Have you guys seen it?
No. I wanted just to see why it didn't do so well.
Yeah, I can tell you why it didn't do so well. It's really good. It's really good. It is so sad and painful and depressing and violent. Like,
really?
I imagine kids going into this movie and leaving halfway sobbing, or their parents yanking them out like, no, you're going to have nightmares forever. You're not watching this. Because it's just pain and sadness punctuated with moments of levity.
So it's like Secret of Nim.
Yeah, exactly. It's so rough to watch. It's like it's the inverted Pixar movie where usually it's like you cry a little bit and then most of the time you're happy and then it hits you with something. This one is just every scene is sad and the dinosaur is getting horribly injured just constantly throughout this movie, and you feel it. You feel his pain, his physical pain, his emotional pain. It is a bummer, but it's really good nonetheless. I would recommend it. I love it, but not for kids. I wouldn't bring my 5-year-old to see this.
It's like the Pixar version of Deadpool, huh?
Yeah, it's Pixar's Deadpool for sure.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's definitely heavily influenced by Lion King. You see a lot of similarity to Lion King in it, but just
stuff like that.
Yeah. So I would recommend it. I just,
the dad, he didn't kill his dad, okay? He was the reason the accident happened, but he didn't kill his dad. That was the lie that Scar told him to get him to leave. You shouldn't believe those lies about him.
Tomato, tomato.
Which is something similar happens in Good Dinosaur, that it's sort of a misplaced blame for the death of the dad in it, By the way, and the dad is Beatty from Hunger Games.
Jeffrey Wright? Was that his name?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, I love Beatty. Oh.
Yeah. I was excited about that. So I recommend it, but with tissues and maybe not small children.
And a little bit of alcohol.
So maybe not.
And alcohol. Alcohol would probably be a good way to do it too.
Or you'll just be crying more. Depending on what kind of girl you are.
I just want to just one more thing on the Pete's Dragon. Like, I use Pete's Dragon all the time as a cop-out. When I worked with kids, I went to another site. I would try to tell them why I'm leaving. I'm like, you know who Pete's Dragon is? And they would, with tears, yeah. I'm like him, but without the wings and being pink.
Aww, that's weird.
I'll leave you with that.
Yes.
Cool. Well, on that weird note,
so that's our fan cave. One thing I almost forgot that we were supposed to announce for any of you who live in the Southern California, Los Angeles, Orange County area, which is not a large portion of our fan base, but if you do, Kristen and I will be emceeing St. Patrick's Day at Dirty Nelly's in Costa Mesa. So there's going to be lots of live music, there's going to be lots of drinking, there's going to be lots of dancing and craziness, and Kristen and I making total fools of ourselves. So if you're in the vicinity, make sure you come on out to that. We might even have like buttons or stickers or something. I don't know. Might get crazy.
We say that. We know we're never going to get those made in time.
We'll see. Never say never, okay?
We're like sitting there coloring them. Hey guys.
Yeah. There will be stickers.
Just give me a second.
Yep.
And
that's about it.
So you know it's going to be a total
yes, it's going to be a mess.
Disaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's that. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yay!
Yeah, and just so you guys know, there's on PBS now that we're done talking, this week's episode of American Experience is about astronauts. So there's that to watch after. FYI.
There you go. Can I say something real quick about astronauts, but not really about astronauts? So Andy Weir had the most adorable Facebook post that was like, The Martian didn't take home any Oscars, but I'm so excited because Mad Max did, and movies are really about having fun, and it's this like dorky, adorable, like cuteness, and I'm like, Andy Weir, you're just so wonderful and dorky, and he's just like, and movies are about being fun, and man, was Mad Max fun. It was like, gee golly, you're like, oh my god.
I love that you follow Andy Weir on Facebook. That makes me happy.
Of course I do.
It makes sense.
Like following your nerdy dad on Facebook or something. He's so cute.
He's so adorable. So sorry, The Martian, but we're glad Andy Weir is happy. That's really all that matters. Hey, Jerry, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me, Jerry_Isaac. Also, they can find my YouTube under the same thing, Jerry_Isaac, and then the Cameron Lewis Show.
Cameron Lewis Show. We love Cameron.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, Cameron Lewis Show is doing some new things. Oh, also just cheap, horrible plug. Cameron Lewis Show is going to be doing a live week coming up soon. So he's going to do it live every day, and he's going to have different guests for each time.
Awesome. Weird. I haven't gotten a phone call. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Cameron. What's up?
I know,
what's
right?
going on here?
All right.
Interesting that we're just hearing this now.
I was like, blame me because I kind of helped produce him with it, so it's kind of on me too.
Terrible. Wow, you're never invited back, either of you.
I suck at things.
Well, all right. I was going to get him a Burlington Coke card gift card for that, but now I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it.
Oh, no. He's going to be upset.
So take that, Cameron.
Anyways, this has been Electric Fan Cave, episode 94. Woo! Thank you so much for listening or watching or however you interacted with this episode. We're so glad to have you as always. Make sure you rate and review us on the iTunes, share us on your Twitter and on your Facebook, spread the love, GIF us, whatever you need to do. Get us out there. You can find us on the YouTube Electric Feast, on electricfeast.com for the blog with all the links to the things that we talked about today. We're on Twitter at Electric Fan Cave, Facebook Electric Fan Cave, and Electric Feast. And we have our own Twitters, at NerdsRocket for me, at Kristen_Lat for Laddie. So, for this week, I'm Corgan Vaughn.
I'm Kristen Latterell.
And I'm Jerry Fuentes.
Peace out, everybody.
Take it easy, kids.